I'm afraid to go all in on the things that I know will make me the most money. And just listening to that line, it sounds very silly because why wouldn't you go all in on this on something that would make you an immense amount of money, especially if you're somebody who has been struggling financially for years. But when I really look at my life and I think about the things that I do seek safety and security and certainty in a lot of things that I do. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there will come a point in your life when you do have to take a risk and decide, okay, this has been serving me so far, but in order for me to get to that next level, I have to be okay with the uncertainty of if I'll even make immense amount of money through this. And that's a very tough pill to swallow because if you've been going your entire life seeking certainty, seeking a level of comfort through a paycheck, through a 9 to 5, it's very difficult to now switch, especially when you're in that transitional phase where you have a lot of responsibilities, to now go, you know what, I'm going to go all in on this thing. I don't know if it's going to work, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, I'm fucked. That's a scary position to be in. But I want to talk about the things that in my life that I feel as though brought me to this point, because I think that there's a lot that could be learned from what I'm going through, which is why I think that it would be a dope video to share. So first thing, my everyday life, my day-to-day, my main job. So if you don't know, I'm in sales. I am a field supervisor I'm a field supervisor in water restoration. I'm not going to say the company for my own personal reasons, but I'm in water sales. So if you don't know what water sales is, essentially, if a plumber goes out to a job and he notices that there's water damage, I'm essentially the inspector that comes in to look at the person's home to say, hey, this is what I'm seeing as far as water damage. Here's the next steps. Here's what you have to do in order to mitigate it. And I essentially sell the customer on those services. Very chill job, very straightforward, not stressful at all. But this week, I have not sold anything all week. And anybody knows that in sales, the more money, your pay can fluctuate, because if you're selling, obviously you're making money. But if you're not, then money becomes a little tight. And that is a position that I'm currently in right now. This is the longest that I've gone since I started. I've only been in the job for about 3 to 4 months, but I do hold myself to a particular standard where I know that I should have already sold this week. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because I do drive Uber from time to time. And in moments like this, I would tell myself, you know what? I'm going to drive Uber to supplement the cash flow that I currently don't have because I'm not getting those commission checks like I'm used to. And that sounds good on the surface, but it's very difficult to maximize the amount of people that I see on a day-to-day basis in my main job if I'm driving people through Uber. And I'm even realizing that the money is the same, because let's say I drive 100 miles through Uber. Yes, that's guaranteed and immediate cash, but if I were to drive that same 100 miles with my job, I do get gas reimbursement. The only thing is that I don't get it at the end of my shift. I get it every Saturday. And that's something that I'm not even seeing that, that's something that I'm avoiding, because there's 2 things at play. One, the gas reimbursement, although it's the same, I'm not seeing it immediately. And then 2, I could still very well go to these jobs and not sell. And that fear is crippling, because everything is contingent on how much I sell and stuff like that. But I am now coming to the realization that if I do not go all in on this job, currently, my main job, my main 9 to 5, I cannot expect to receive the rewards that the top guys are getting, where their commission checks are exactly where I feel as though that if I got, I would be fine. I would be comfortable. I probably wouldn't even, not even probably, I wouldn't have to drive Uber. I could just work this job. And, you know, that is what I'm afraid of, that uncertainty. So that's in my main job. Another thing that I have been avoiding is this YouTube channel. Same thing with Uber. I would very much drive Uber to get immediate cash and stuff like that. But let me sit down and make a 15-minute YouTube video. Now I'm like, because YouTube, you have to play the long game. And I've been creating videos since, I don't even know, 2018. I've had about 2 or 3 channels, and I have yet to crack 1,000 subs on one channel. I'm going to do it on this one because I have to. I have no point. I mean, I have no choice. But yeah, the uncertainty that comes, although they tell you, yes, YouTube it can be very lucrative. You can get a lot of sponsorships. You can grow your business immensely and stuff like that. To sit down and accept that you're not going to see money immediately, but if you continue to do this thing, you will see it eventually, as long as you don't stop. That sounds good in theory, but to actually put it into practice is extremely difficult. And I think that's another thing that I've been wrestling with, where I'm like, damn, bro, like if I actually sat down, like if I really sat down and created a YouTube video every single day, and I know that I'm capable of doing it. If I was to do that every single day for about 6 months to a year, you can't tell me that I'm not, and I'm trying to get better 1% every single day. How can I not see something? But I won't do it because there's no certainty in it. And that certainty can be crippling. And then the last thing that I've come to understand about myself, my music career. I've been making music, again, since 2018. I have a shit ton of songs. I have a shit ton of, content out around my music, but still not making money. And, when it comes to marketing myself, I know that I have to do it. I know that I should be doing it, but the idea of doing it and knowing that you're not going to see anything immediately monetarily, but if you continue to do it, you will. That's still my brain, my logical brain is like, you'd be better off driving Uber right now because the cash is immediate. After your shift, this is how much money you're going to get. And I know I'm making this to sound like I hate Uber, but I do appreciate driving Uber because it has helped me a lot. It's just not really serving the purpose that I need it to right now because it is getting in the way of a lot of things that would benefit me a lot more long term. If I were to go all in on my music, I would see the benefits of that. Maybe not today, maybe not even 6 months from now, but a year, 2 years, 3 years, if I'm consistent, I'm going to see something. Maybe it's not the amount that I can do it full time, but is definitely trending. Or maybe it can. I don't know. But the certainty is what I'm after. And I think that's what has been getting in the way of me actually pursuing these endeavors, whether it be water sales, whether it be my YouTube channel, whether it be my music career. Those are the 3 things that right now, if I were to go all in on, I would see something. But because I am so attached to the certainty or the uncertainty of what if I fail? What if I don't make money from these things? And I have responsibilities. I have my own place. I have a girlfriend that I do want to take out on nice days. I want to get her things. I want to travel. I want to save. A lot of things that I want to do. And having to wrestle with the idea that the money that comes with these things is not immediate, but the effort that you put in will pay off as long as you continue to do it. I think that's something that a lot of people struggle with in their day-to-day life, because it's easy. It's easy to work a job that, hey, this is going to be your paycheck at the end of every week or every 2 weeks. And you build your life around that. But what I've noticed is that when it comes to things that have a lot higher reward, the risk is also higher, but it's worth it. At least I think. Some might say that it's not. But I think that sales or even, content creation, the upside, if you're right, is so immense. But people still won't take that risk, because think about it. The idea of me not posting a video just puts me in the same position that I am right now, where, yeah, I'm not making money right now off of YouTube. I am currently in the same position that somebody who never even made a YouTube video would be in, right? But imagine if I continued this for a year and now I'm making a living, more money's coming in, all because I took a chance to say, you know what? I'm just going to make this video. I'm going to explore what the possibilities of what YouTube can be for me. Yeah, I'm going to take that risk. And because I did, a year from now or 2 years from now, I'm now reaping the benefits. That doesn't sound sexy. That doesn't sound glamorous. But if it is something that I want, then I just have to accept that's what it is. And the reason that I made this video is because I think that this is something that a lot of people struggle with, because shit, I'm still struggling with it. I know if you're familiar with my content, I preach a lot of discipline, mindset stuff, and things like that. But I think the best version, or where I feel like I'm in my truest form, is when I can currently be in the problem, and I can explain it to you guys in a way that you may not be able to understand, because it's difficult to be vulnerable. It's difficult to articulate what it is that you're feeling, because you don't know how. You've never been shown that. So I think this is a lane that I think I need to hone in on, because this is a talk that I would have with myself just in my car, maybe to ChatGPT, I don't know. But to put that in a video, I think that there's so much value that you, the viewer, can take, or hell, even just me documenting me coming to these realizations and figuring out what to do. I think that there's so much value in that. And I want to be able to be that voice for you guys, because, it's not often that you see that, especially on the internet. A lot of people are trying to put on a facade that they have it all figured out. I'm not going to pretend and act like I do. I definitely don't. But I would love to bring you onto the journey so that you can actually see, okay, this guy, he doesn't have it figured out, but he's willing to figure it out. His goal in life is to figure it out. So, yeah, but shit. Yeah, it's a tough pill to swallow, because if you are somebody who is overly ambitious, fear can't be something that occupies your mind for too long, because at that point you won't achieve anything. But I'm coming to terms to it, and I've accepted that, yeah, I have been afraid, but the best thing that I'm realizing when it comes to the fears that you have centered around the things that you know that you should be doing is that you just have to attack it head on. I have to get better. I have to get better at sales so that I can reap the benefits. I have to commit to my systems when it comes to YouTube long term if I want to see the benefits of that monetarily. And hell, it's not even all about the money. The person that I would become in that process would more than likely be a much better person than I am today. Because, yeah, he's willing to take that risk. He's willing to put himself out there. He's willing to commit to something without seeing the immediate rewards. A person like that, yeah, I would love to be that type of person. I would love to grow into that type of person. And the same thing with my music career. There's a quote where it says success can be boiled down to doing the obvious thing repeatedly for an extended period of time. And that is the thing that I've been avoiding the most. I've been thinking that, yeah, all right, I'm going to post my song 5 times in a week. And if nothing happens, I'm off this shit. It's like, it's so unrealistic. Especially if we're talking about a career that's 20 years long. What's a week to 20 years? You got to be consistent. And it's tough because I think naturally we live in a society where we want instant gratification. But if we can learn to accept delayed gratification and understand, okay, and let me not judge myself on day 1. Let me judge myself on day 100, day 200, day 365. Then, okay, let's collect data. But if I'm so hyper-fixated on, I'm not seeing it right now, so what's the point? I literally can never reach that next plateau or that next milestone. So, yeah. Don't be afraid. Oh, hell. It's okay to be afraid. Because just because you're afraid doesn't mean that you shouldn't take that risk. And I think that's the message that I want to leave you with in this video, because I feel as though that being afraid is exactly what you may need to nudge you into the direction of success, productivity, consistency, and hard work. So if you made it this far in the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. My name is Trent Bishop. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.